That's disgusting. But we'll put you in the stand, set you up for the day. There's been a change of plans as to what I was doing next. Decided against doing the drill bit. Is it I have to determine whether or not I can find access to a welder, do stuff properly instead of doing shit half-assed and halfway. So for the moment, do this double-ended file. I'll go get some water and baking soda to negate the my vocabulary is out the fucking window today. To negate the effects of the vinegar. I'll go set that up. Be right back. Okay. Got the water and a baking soda, put the file in there, see what happens. I can already see you're going to be able to see it too in a minute. I already see chunks of rust flaking off of there. Not a massively huge effect with the bubbling, but it is happening. Okay, I'll leave that in there for a couple of minutes. And, yeah, you can see bubbles. Leave that in there for a couple of minutes, and then I'll take it out and start brushing it and cleaning it. Going to be using more of the wire brushes than I am the towel this time around, but well, we'll see how clean we can get it. Make it look decent. Okay. Back in a few. Okay, give that thing some time to settle. Bubbling has stopped. Let's see what we have. Specifically, this is what you call a 4-way or a 4-in-hand rasp. I should do a video to, point out the proper names for tools and the common names for them as well. Such as you hear me calling adjustable crescent wrenches nut rounders. Or sorry, calling adjustable locking pliers nut rounders. And calling hammers thumb finders. Which, although not proper, is accurately descriptive. But this is a 4-way rasp. Because it has 2 round sides, 2 flat sides, at 2 distinct grits. It was rusted into a ball so bad I couldn't tell head nor tail from it. What we'll do right now is cleaning or carding it. File card is just a very fine wire brush. In most cases, that's a tool used to clean files. It literally just brushes the dirt out of the teeth. lots of dirt. But even old beat up tools can come out clean at the end. What this is used for, as a rasp, is shaping wood. It's like carving or whittling, but a little more efficient. And yeah, next time I do laundry, I'm going to throw this towel in for a cleanup too. It's almost magical watching the metal come back to this. There we are. It's about as good as I'm going to be able to get it. So we'll oil that up. Just a quick spray like that. More than enough to take care of it. Even on the flat surface there, you don't need to sand or nothing. Though I will, just along the edge. See if it gets any shinier. I guess the moral of the story for this, any of these other videos of restoring old tools, is just because it looks dirty, don't mean you can't clean it. You clean stuff up, keep it taken care of, oiled, cleaned, whatever. If you have good tools, it'll last you most of your life, if not longer. This being in Canada, I'm going to check this little stamp on there. Get my glasses so I can read it. See if it's from a company I recognize. There's one in particular I'm looking for. Nicholson File. Just to see. Yep. Nicholson File. Clean that up a bit better. See if I can show you. Well, you can read it, but it does say Nicholson on it. The reason I'm looking for that is in my early years, like before the age of 5, my father used to work at that place. Not sure what part of the company he worked at, but I know he worked for Nicholson File. So, if I find something like that, I'll keep it. Same as if I find anything made by Cooey Firearms, I'll buy that too. Just for the nostalgia. Alright. I think, compared to the start, this is a really good job. Teeth are still sharp. It's still going to do what it needs to do. Like I said, it is a 4-way file. You can use it in hand, or you can set it on a table, on a surface, and use it. Rub your workpiece against it, rather than holding it up and trying to work the piece in a vise, if you're working on a smaller piece. It's very useful in that regard. But it's going back in the toolbox, all fully restored and finished and ready to be used again. All right. Talk to you next time. I have no idea which one of these is going to be pulled out next. I'm thinking I might go after the tar on that monster drywall knife there. We'll see what happens. Yeah, might as well go after this too. Otherwise the video will be too short. Let's see what we can get out of this. Everything is softened a little bit from being in the vinegar for so long. Starting to get a little bit of the metal visible now. If I can get an edge to work from, I can start using the knife and scraping it off. Think I got a spot to start from there. You can see it finally broke through all that tar. I can see metal. That means I can save it. All right, get a knife and start scraping. Luckily, laundry's coming up, so I can do these towels up and have a clean spot to work again. I know I could just throw this out and buy another drywall knife for like $5 or less, but why spend $5? Also, it gives me a hobby. It gives me something to do to kill time, which is always very useful. Keep yourself from getting bored by doing something instead of sitting on the internet or playing on your phone. There's going to come a point you don't have that $5. This way you can spend it on something important, like mix for your booze. You know, $5. It's $8 for 12-pack of tonic water, which I require. It's the only healthy way to drink gin. Tonic water. The bitter taste of quinine in the tonic reminds me of the rest of my life. Makes me happy. It's amazing to realize I don't like sweets no more. I like sour flavors. I like bitter flavors. Much as I don't like being drunk, I do like relaxing with a drink. A lot of people say gin and tonic with lime. That's pretty good. I like gin and tonic with a touch of orange juice myself. Officially, that would be called Mandarin. I call it the sun never sets on the Empire. Whether or not we're a part of that empire here in Canada anymore, don't matter. That's our history. History, nostalgia is important. It's important to remember the good and the bad of your nation's or your family's history. The good, so you can aspire to toward it. The bad, so you can remember the mistakes and not repeat them. I don't know, a lot of the youth of the world would watch this to begin with. Seems, according to analytics, 100% of my audience is male, 55 to 64. Yeah, it about tracks. Also seems strange, so I'm in Canada. I understand with well, the way population mechanics work, most of my audience is in the United States. But strangely, I got more views, apparently more of an audience in Poland. 10 times as much, in fact, as I do in Canada. Strange. I'm not going to argue with it. If the Polish population enjoys watching what I do, more power to them. At least it's from a good conservative nation. Who politically I agree with in a great many things. All right. That is getting somewhere. You can see the difference from where I did scrape and where I didn't. Show you up close. That's actually doing really good. Other side there, about the same condition. Now I'm going to have to go left-handed here to get this other edge, or I'm going to have to extend that blade out further. Either one will work, but I think I can go to that bottom edge first before I switch hands. Keep my working hand behind the blade. I'd rather not injure myself if I can avoid it. At the very least, geez, that's 1/8 of an inch thick in places. At the very least, at the end of this, I have a usable tool. So I don't need to replace it. I have in the past, in recent years in fact, gone through even my toolbox and said, you know, I don't need this anymore, I'm never going to use this, and got rid of a bunch of stuff. At one point I had a bag of hammers, I had 18 of them. Realized I don't need 18 hammers. I need one claw hammer, just for general use. I need a couple of different weights of framing hammers, depending on what I'm doing. And a big fuck-off sledgehammer, or 2, maybe 3. But I don't need 18 fucking hammers. So I picked through, kept the best ones, sold the rest. Same with saws. I don't need multiples of them. I got a flush saw for hand saws. I got a flush saw, I got a rip saw, I got a combination and a crosscut. Then I realized I got the combination, so I don't need the crosscut and the rip. Sold those too. Right. So it's always good to have more tools around than you need. But you don't want to have so much that they take up space that you need for something else. Another example of that, I went through my ratchets and sockets last year. Realized I had 6 or 7 different sets of metric and imperial. Don't need that many. Need one good set of each. So, cut back, gave away all the extras. Luckily, the younger lady of the house the 12-year-old likes working on her own bicycle, working on her own e-bikes and stuff. She was glad to take them. So I didn't have to look very far to find somebody to give them a new home. She makes good use of them, which is also a happy thing. Look at that. Slow improvements, but it's improvements. Steel's actually good too. Has flex to it. Edge is straight. It's getting better. I'll be able to get that rust off too. Once I get to sanding it, as soon as I get that heavy stuff off, I'll start sanding it. Get that chunk off there. I have to go left-handed here for a bit, so that's the dangerous part. They ain't left-handed. Or extend the blade out a bit further. See what happens then. There we go. Picking it back up when I put it down to put pressure on it. That ain't good. All right. This is where I'm going to kill that sandpaper, I think. That's it for the knife. We'll empty this out into the garbage. Right back and get the sandpaper and the oil. Already stained it. I'm using scraps of sandpaper here. Another thing I'm rather efficient about, or cheap if you want to say it another way. I have plenty of sandpaper, but I've had plenty of sandpaper for a long time because I only use what I need. I'm not going to rip off a big huge square just to sand something small. I use small amounts of it. Okay. Handle ain't going to be pretty anytime soon. See that? Oh, look at that. I thought it was a black handle. Turns out it's gray. Nice. That's a discovery. Also turns out, I thought that was electrical tape. No, that's masking tape. That's easy to take off, at least. And yeah, handle's gray. It shows how dirty it was. More in the garbage. If this handle is damaged and I do have to tape it, or fix it somehow, which I do, because it is, I'll do better than masking tape it. Yeah, looks like it just popped off that rivet. That's fine. Easily comes up clean. Or at least a hell of a lot cleaner than it previously was. Okay. I think I'll be able to do the rest of that with Windex on the handle. Or maybe the WD-40 will take some of it off, who knows. But let's do the other side of this blade here. Here we are. That may well be. It doesn't seem to be coming off anymore. That may well be as good as I can get it. That last little bit tar off of there. Very tip. There. Let's see if that handle wipes down any. And yeah, I think I'm going to have to swap out my towels. Oh, look at that. It just comes right off. I think I'm going to have to swap out my towels before doing the video. This was getting too dark, too dirty. This probably looks almost as good as it did today. Somebody spent $3 on it 30 years ago. Or 99 cents on it 30 years ago, which would be $3 today, if not more. Okay. We now have a finished putty knife. Drywall knife, whatever you want to call it. I'll let that dry out. You can see that crack in the handle there. That's damaged. I'll tape that down. But I'll use gaffer or hockey tape on it, not masking tape. Just do one strip around to hold it down. And I got a really good drywall knife. And yeah, there's still some pock marks, but all the rest is gone. The blade is straight. The blade's actually pretty sharp. That's a good one. There's your second tool for the day. You got a double. I should start taking photos, because I put these up on Instagram when they're done, but I should start taking before photos of these. Might take stills out of the video to show you that, to deal with that issue. But having a before and after photo for Instagram and all of this. But yeah, cheers to Poland. Hopefully you enjoy this one. Here we go again, up close. So yeah, the metal's in good shape. And now that it is clean, it'll be easy to keep clean. When I use it, I clean it off. Wipe it down. And I never need to buy a new one. And there, the third and fourth tool. These will be sitting up here for right now, but they'll go back into the toolbox eventually. There you are. Get all this up off the ground again. But they'll go back in the toolbox. I'll figure out what to do next. And I will definitely be washing these rags. Other important thing to note, close your knives before you put them away. Alright, talk to you next time.